The news broke that Hou is now retired via film scholar Tony Raines' introduction to a screening of his 1985 film A Time to Live and A Time to Die at the Garden Cinema in London on October 23rd. IndieWire has since confirmed the news with a source close to Hou, as well as with the film curator of the Garden Cinema, George Cosway, who said that the director will certainly not work again.
Sadly, his health is now in decline, and I don't think he will make any more films, but I think his reputation is assured in film history because of the extraordinary qualities of the work that he did and how innovative and forward-looking it always was.
Renowned director Hou Hsiao-hsien's family issued a statement on October 25th, confirming his previous diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. Despite this, he continued preparing for his next film until a COVID-19 diagnosis and subsequent complications forced a temporary halt. Currently, the execution of 2 projects is also on hold. In addition to expressing gratitude for the widespread concern, the family hopes everyone will respect the need for peace and privacy for director Hou and his family. A festival regular and leading figure in Taiwan's new wave cinema movement of the 1980s, Hou won the Golden Lion in Venice for 1989's A City of Sadness and Best Director prize in Cannes for 2015's The Assassin. Along with the late Edward Yang, Hou was one of the leading lights of the Taiwanese new wave in the 1980s, helping to make the small nation one of the world's greatest exporters of cinema right at the moment that it was democratizing after decades of authoritarian rule by the Chinese nationalist government, which had been exiled to the island when the Communist People's Republic of China took control of the mainland in 1949. Examining Hou Hsiao-hsien's works on a global scale, we discover him as the pioneer of slow cinema. His films progress at a deliberate pace, using emotion to craft meaning in his unassuming creations. Hou seldom resorts to close-up shots and minimizes the use of tracking, panning, and reverse shots, preferring a stationary camera and audience fixed on a certain axis to capture events and environments in long takes. Adapting to Hou's restrained rhythm often requires multiple viewings, but once the necessary internal adjustments are made, patience yields rare sensory pleasure.
在拍完小 B 故事，就是 grow up，
After growing up, the time was from growing up.
之后，然后我去拍 Boys from 风归，从那个片子开始，我的意思说，在拍那个片子的时候，我已经感觉到已经是拍别的东西了，另外一种东西了。所以跟我合作那个摄影师他不习惯，因为我要一直退了很远。
Films may appear tranquil on the surface, but they are deeply embedded in a century of political upheaval in Taiwan and the broader scope of China. Hou is committed to exploring pivotal moments in Taiwanese history, using them as a means to question issues of national identity. His films meticulously depict the process of revisiting the era, avoiding excessive explanatory backgrounds. The semi-autobiographical A Time to Live, A Time to Die in 1985 perfectly introduces Hou's recurring theme of the relationship between the past and present. It covers the years 1947 to 1967 through the experience of a relocated family from mainland China post-World War II settling in southern Taiwan.
The film is very substantially self-explanatory. The style is one that Hou Hsiao-hsien has been evolving over the course of the 2 previous features, Boys from Fenghui and Summer at Grandpa's. It is quite objective. Most of it is in mid-shot or even long shot. There are very few close-ups. There is a strong insistence on the social context in which everything happens in the course of this film. And there is very little camera movement. When there is camera movement, it's for a very distinct purpose, which you can immediately discern. It's a very compelling watch, and many people, I think, will find it, as I did when I first saw it, quite emotional. It's a film that touches on very deep feelings, actually. But it is fundamentally Hou Hsiao-hsien's account of his own coming of age. The central character, who is a boy for the first hour of the film, a quite young boy, known as Aha rather than Xiao, because that's his name in his grandma's Hakka dialect. But in the second half of the film, he's Xiao because his name is Hou Hsiao-hsien. And he becomes the de facto head of the family, but when his mother has to be moved up to Taipei in the north of the island for medical treatment. And this is a very maturing experience for him. Anyhow, the film chronicles what it's like to grow up in quite a large family. It chronicles what it's like to be drawn into gang life, gang fights and such like, which was, I think, very autobiographically true of Hou Hsiao-hsien.